Get some helpful tips with this quick install video of an EAG tailgate table with Grand Overland. Now you'll have a safe place for your cold beer on your next trip down the trail. All right, this is Dan with Grand Overland doing something a little different today. Install tailgate table by EAG. Went with them because, let's be honest, price was a little over $100 on Amazon. Two other things was people liked that it didn't have the guide wires that came down to support it. This hinges into place, and people said it didn't rattle, which if you own a Jeep, it already sounds like a shopping cart going down a dirt road anyways. And it's got these beefy rubber bump stops, which seems like it'll hold it in place. Stay tuned, we'll do the whole install for you guys and maybe get over some of the fears of why you don't want to install one of these, which for most people was the Nutserts, which turns out wasn't a big deal at all if you do it right. So a big reason people refrain from putting in these tables would be these little guys with the funnest name ever. It's a word, Nutserts. They're a pain. The tools you get with the kit don't work. You need to go buy a tool from Home Depot that costs more than the kit it did originally. So what's the point? Did a little research, and the answer is it's the simple little device that comes in the kit. A lot of people said it didn't work. It actually was fine. All you need is this, which is a bolt. You can see it, bolt, washer. This is just a spacer, it's not threaded, another washer. Nutsert goes on the end. Secret is this horrible tube of anti-seize, which I don't know if it actually does its job, but if you ever want to know where you touched anything and where you've been, it's like glitter of the automotive world. It sticks around forever. But you put that onto your bolt before you put on the nutsert, it is going to make a huge freaking difference. I'm sure you guys will be disappointed I did the hard part without you, mostly because I didn't trust myself, but it turned out to be easier than I ever thought. So I just have it threaded back into the nutserts I already put in. In this case, I'm using a 17 millimeter just to keep the spacer tight. You want to have that whole tool tightened up. So you just put it in as far as you can until it tightens up against the nutsert. Put your impact on, 10 millimeter, and you want to zip it in there, but not too tight, because believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, there is such a thing as too tight, and if that happens, you're gonna have a bad day. So hit it until you feel everything cinch up, take everything out, you can double check. If you look in there, you can see when everything's deformed, and at that point, that's done. And really, it took that much time when I was actually seating them. So a big complaint on this setup was that the hardware was horrible. Which if you look here, I don't know if you can see in the shadows, here's the bolt, there's their big old washer, which is basically the size of the bolt head. Put that in there, I mean, you're asking a lot. So I went ahead and upgraded those. They also expected you, these are like these bump stops that go in the same place over the bracket, which I'll show you. Why don't you just use the same setup, which that's asking a lot. So went ahead, got these bigger washers that, lucky I didn't measure nothing, fit right in there. And I'll probably still use the washer that came with it. So it looks something like that, which should be a little bit more robust. Any of us that know we go down those trails, just because it looks good when you leave the house doesn't mean it's going to end up that way by the end of the day. See if we can't loosely get one in place. Thusly. And then see, I can't finagle in the rest. Oh. I got some rubber washers from Ace to go between the bracket and the tailgate to keep down any rattling or rubbing. Okay people, so you see these things are slotted, so this does move up and down. I have it up against this piece of plastic that's covering some wiring, so I will move it up. Oh, and if you are doing this at home, do a little clearance test and make sure it clears your sub. You've got that in the back, as that would be unpleasant. And I'm not sure you have enough beer in the fridge to deal with installing all this and realizing it doesn't close. Also, another pro tip, if you're gonna do this and you've got a fridge slide, which I do right there, or rather, if you're going to do this and you want a table and you don't know what side of your Jeep to mount your fridge slide, mount it on the driver's side. Because if it's over here, where this bag is, and you go to open your fridge, you have to put your table up. And that'd be another one of those, you won't realize it till it's all done, and lots more beer drinking and drowning your sorrows away. All right, so this is the final piece, which shouldn't be too hard. You got here is a spacer, bolt, and 2 washers. Now it says, another pair of hands would be awesome. Take this bolt, go through the outside. As you do that, you're supposed to get that spacer right in there, which I see some editing in my future. And what I also read is if you put the table in the other way where the hole is, so you can actually read their logo, it really helps. And in theory, there you go. In the hole, jam a washer on there, grab a nut, which they're saying it's a 13 mil. 13 mil socket, not bolt. And these are nylocks. Just try to get them started. I didn't mention it earlier, but they do have these little rubber dealies that are very poorly put on there, which I will make glue on there to keep this from rattling too much. But we'll see. All right, now that I did my standard screw up, see if this one goes a little cleaner. There you go, big guy. Oh, through both holes. I'm a pro. That's what she didn't say. I just lift on this. I'll put it on backwards. And there that is. Let's just go ahead and tighten that down right quick. All right, here's the final step, 13 on 13. Give it a little squeeze-a-roo. All right, maybe do this the old-fashioned way with a ratchet, because there was no room with that. Oh, the tailgate. I'm sure I'm speeding this up right now, so you don't have to watch all this. It says, we're done. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. The completed table. And I feel like these instructions will probably work for you regardless of what brand you get, as long as you're doing the Nutserts and what things you need to avoid as far as clearance goes. But right now, I mean, with all those rubber grommets, it's pretty solid. But yeah, let's just see how it works. You can hear it. It is tank on there. I guess it depends on how much you tighten it, is how part it's gonna go down. a little tilted back, which I think is these little rubber bits, which maybe I'll leave on, maybe I won't. So we'll kind of see how that works out, but I'm pretty happy with it. Make sure everything goes back together. Tank, I mean, you can hear it, that thing's on there. I guess I'll shut that because I always forget. All right, make sure this thing all lines up like it should. Please don't hit anything. Don't worry about that, fix it later. But yeah, let me know if you guys like this video. Be happy to do some more how-tos and installs, because some of this stuff is pretty easy. It's just a matter of, oh yeah, like if I just knew how to do that one little bit, it would have been way simpler. Like why I can't get this latch off. It's like that. But yeah, please like and subscribe. Most of the videos are gonna be off-roading and camping and whatnot, but once in a while, it's good to do a little bit of product review and maybe help some of you guys out.
And remember, what's your goal?